Welcome back. It's me, Lou. Today is May 1st, 2021. It's Saturday morning, and I just got my day. I don't want to say I just got it started, but I've been up for a couple of hours. Combed around on the internet. Felt like I maybe wanted to shop online, but then I decided against it. Then I worked out, and I'm really hungry and I want to eat breakfast. But I told myself that I wanted to be productive today, and I kind of wanted to see if I could do a drawing video before I really get today moving. I thought I'd draw this. This is going to be a toy review eventually. I've been doing too many toy reviews, and I've been kind of neglecting the drawing stuff. So I had to remind myself, this originally this was going to be more of an art and drawing channel, but it kind of like went sideways, and I started doing toys because, I don't know, toys are a big part of my life. But I needed to remind myself that I want to draw. I feel more productive when I draw. So I'm gonna draw this. This is the Marvel Legends series, Iron Man, Tony Stark, AI, the artificial intelligence. And I saw the artwork here, and I like this representation of Iron Man. This is based off one of his more classic costumes versus something like this. This is a toy, but this looks very more technical and, a lot more harder lines. It really covers up his musculature. Where I wanted to go something where the drawing could be a little bit more forgiving, and I don't have to worry about being too technical. And I don't know, this is more about this figure drawing and throwing on some metal bits on him to make him look, that he's covered in armor. So, yep, let's draw this guy today. Right, so after I worked out today, I kind of had this vision in my head of the Iron Man I wanted to draw. And I've been doing this thing lately where I don't sketch on paper. I almost kind of take my fingers and I kind of just write in the air. And I'm not necessarily writing like one-to-one scale that I'll actually draw it. I'll air draw, but it'll be like large. I kind of need to see the image in my head, but for some reason I'm just visualizing things now when I just look out into space and see nothing, and I can just draw with my fingers, and I kind of have an impression then of what I kind of see. And for this one, I want to be fast about this. It's not going to look perfect, it's not going to look pretty, but it's going to be done. That's what I always tell myself. I don't want to get caught up in doing things that are going to be perfect, and I don't want to be too critical of whether it's my work. I mean, not my work. If work's watching this, I don't want them to think I'm like half-assing stuff. Whether it's like my drawing or stuff I do in my hobbies, or even just working out. I need to like take the pressure off myself sometimes. So if I could do something and make it fun, and if the end result isn't necessarily perfect, that's all right. I just gotta remind myself, hey, you pulled something off, you did something productive, especially right now in this climate. These videos are being done during, I don't want to call it the pandemic era, because era makes it sound like it's going to last for a while, but we're kind of in this pandemic COVID period in my life, or our lives, and I feel the need to do things to make my life feel like it means something again. And it's weird because it's kind of the way the world is right now. I sometimes think that I waste my time on things that are trivial. But what's essentially trivial? What's essential? What is essential? Making sure that you're constantly just working, and fighting through this, or is essential just struggling to make it through the day, emotionally and mentally. I once was at a high school for an event, and I went to use the restroom, and on the mirror something was written where it said that if all you did was survive today, that's enough. And every now and then I just have to remind myself of that, because I think I put too much pressure on myself to make it feel like the day actually meant something. And if I fall short of that, I feel disappointed. and I think I'm hard on myself then. But I have to remind myself that, especially in where we're at right now, you just have to press forward and move. I mean, just move. You know, you just have to press forward and just do what you can. And I think people's mental health's in question right now, and I think it's not talked about as much as it should be. Like, I'm starting to see it with people I know. There's like holes and cracks in people's personalities, and I think, you know, longer this kind of the state of the world, longer this kind of draws on, it becomes so. I mean, it's very taxing for people to begin with, and as we're moving on forward, I think it's just becoming more difficult. You know, people are becoming withdrawn, to becoming much more selective about things, and I try my best to wear a smile on my face, even if it's hard. You know, I'm not saying I do it all the time because it's very difficult, and I try to maintain a certain decorum about myself, and try to maintain a certain amount of level of productiveness, just so that I feel like I'm adding value to my time, my day, and my worth, at least to myself. And I know that it's very difficult, it's very hard for everyone. So, you know, there's this constant struggle that everyone's going through, and you know, for me, drawing and doing these weird videos, it's been kind of an outlet for me to just to be productive. You know, I have no delusions of grandeur of, you know, being like Insta famous or YouTube famous. If anything, this just gave me an outlet to do things I'd normally do, but in a way, it's kind of turned it not into a job, but something that I kind of set as a daily goal for myself. And I think it's important to set goals for yourself. They don't have to be goals that are on a professional level or monetary or anything, or even self-improvement. You know, if you could just do something that's gonna make your time worthwhile for a little bit, and you get something good out of it, I think that's very important. Like this drawing right now, it's very flawed. There's no real underdrawing to like the structure of this. It's very organic. I'm just making up as I go along. I see a lot of errors in the anatomy already. The foreshortening's kind of off, but you know, I'll be able to walk away from this with something done, and then hopefully I can continue on with the rest of my day feeling accomplished, and you know, that use that momentum to, you know, move my day along and just feel better about myself. And regardless of the outcome of today, at least I know that something good came out of it. So it's important to develop, at least in my opinion, things that'll help you, you know, just exist and move forward. All right, like I said, this isn't a perfect drawing by any means. It's just this drawing for me, it's a very reactionary way to how I'm feeling this morning. I don't have a desire to feel perfect. I just have a desire to feel like accomplished and produce something. All right. Initially, I felt like I was gonna go. I don't know if I'm gonna go maskless on this Tony Stark, or if I should draw the Iron Man head. All right, let's go there. Let's draw this. Draw the head. Let's draw Tony Stark. Okay. As I mentioned before, this isn't going to be perfect. It's not going to be pretty, but it's going to be done. So let's just produce something here that That's going to make me feel somewhat satisfied with my morning. And even though it's not going to look ideal, I'll have a drawing to show for today. And I can use that momentum and just further myself along. And if I'm feeling good, maybe I could do another video later. Right, so that's the look I'm going for, that his palms are coming at you and he's trying to like charge up his repulsor blasts. I don't think any of this looks anatomically correct, but I know I want to go with this and just kind of see where this drawing's going to take me. I'm gonna use a very dull Sharpie for this drawing, at least starting off. And I'm gonna approach this. Let's just be rough about it. It doesn't need to be perfect. So like I said, as long as it's done, that's what I'm gonna feel today. All right, we're gonna block in his fingers. Now, I'm trying to be clean about my sketch lines. I'm not trying to make them look too sketchy. Right now, I just want to get the form in. And then we'll come back later and, clean it up if it needs to be cleaned up. But this is a sketch. I don't want to put pressure on myself and say, hey, this has to look... This is the complete opposite direction of the drawings I've done over the last month, where those are a lot more cleaner. I just want to feel the energy of this figure and the character. That's what I'm going for. So, let's get this in. So that's something I've been telling myself a lot. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't need to look pretty. Just get it done. But that doesn't mean I have to neglect the craftsmanship altogether and, just for the sake of completing something. It's going to look a little rough around the edges, but if it gets the point across, it'll be all right. Okay, let's get his his face drawn in. He's looking a little disheveled right now. Let's get some. Try to see if we get some motion in the character. You know, maybe Iron Man, Tony Stark's having a bad day. What does his mustache look like? Okay, there's my Iron Man. Okay, so far I'm liking this. Let's start this isn't gonna be super hyper detailed, but let's start adding some black and contrast into this drawing. And if stuff needs to be fixed up later, I could just touch it up, but so I've stayed before. I just wanna be productive today, create something cool. Okay, what am I feeling? What am I feeling? I don't know if this is a smart idea. Just give me a moment. I'm trying to see. All right. Okay, I'm trying to figure out where I want to go with this right now. So this is what I have right now. I'm trying to figure out how much more refined I want it to look. Because it has a certain amount of energy with it about it right now. I don't want to... Let's bring in a fine-lined Sharpie. And let's see what we can do with this. So this is a very organic feeling drawing right now. I'm just kind of going along as I feel like it. There's some rhyme and reason to this. It's not just completely all... It's not all just like being random right now. I kind of have a somewhat inkling of what I want to do. All right, so I want to add some let's add some volume to this. Let me add some. It's gonna be marked off. It's gonna be marked off. Alright, this is far from a perfect drawing, but it's kind of working for me. Now I see things I could do differently. I could have done differently if I was moving at a slower pace and kind of treating it as much more refined drawing than what this is. But I think in terms of the energy it has and the emotion and feel I'm getting from it, it's the same whether or not this drawing was perfect. I mean, I just want to capture the emotion and the energy of the character. And I don't want to say I feel completely successful about that, but this is kind of shaping out to what I had in my head. Alright, this sharp is kind of dying. Let's get another one in here. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do with the hands right now, because the hands feel like they're kind of falling back into drawing. I kind of bring them out again and put some emphasis on them. Alright, I'm not sure if it's a good idea or not, but I'm going to give the hands a really fat, giant outline. Now this might be ruining the drawing. I don't know yet until I actually do it, so I want the hands to just like really break away from the rest of the figure. So I'm just gonna give it a really fat as hell contour line. So this might be ruining the drawing right now, I don't know, but I'll live with the consequences later once it's done. Now I'm pressing, for some reason I find myself just pressing really hard on the Sharpie right now. Like, so whatever tip it has is just being completely obliterated. Okay, it's not the prettiest drawing in the world, but it's definitely going to be complete. Alright, what I want to do here is, do I want to give the hair some... I'm trying to eliminate some of these gray values right now because where the marker was drying out, it's just a little bit gray, and I really want to amp up the contrast with the black and the white. And then I want to give some more definition to some of these shapes and not have it look so arbitrary. So I find myself, as I'm doing this, I'm making a couple of course corrections. And even though the drawing is kind of rough, there's a part of me that wants to make it, I want to pretty it up just a little bit so it doesn't look like a complete hot mess. Alright, it's looking alright. I can live with this. It kind of fits the bill of what I was going for initially, so I can't really complain. Alright. Let's kind of pretty you up just a little bit so you don't look as... So where I started out, I'm going the complete opposite direction. Now I'm actually being a little bit more deliberate about my line work. It's not looking bad. It's not looking bad. It's kind of coming out the way I kind of envisioned it. It's a little different, but it's semi-working. It's not perfect, but it's something I can live with. I'm just going to come in here and just give it a little bit more detail. Just a little, not a whole lot. So he has all these metal bands around his fingers, and I kind of want to break it up and draw a little bit more attention to the hand. So I'm just going to double line these metal bands and kind of create, I don't know, a nice simple pattern around, just to differentiate it from the rest of the drawing. I'm really praying this video comes out, because I had the unfortunate problem yesterday of recording a full video and then realizing when I played it back there was some sort of glitch, and even though it said it recorded 20 minutes of video, when I played it back it was only 3 seconds, so I don't know what the deal was with that. So we're almost 45 minutes in, and I'm really nervous that this drawing is going to go to nothing if it didn't record. Alright, let's see if we can finish this soon. I kind of wish I could throw in more detail in the hands, but my big worry right now is if I got carried away. Same with the face. I kind of want to add more detail to the face and give it some finer lines, but I'm worried that I'm going to mess up the contrast, and then all of a sudden the drawing's just going to lose something about it, and some of its energy will be gone, and parts will be flattened out. Because I think I have the right amount of pop right now. Everything's kind of just popping where it should. If anything, I'll just try to maybe clean up just some of the line work on the face, just so it looks a little bit prettier. Alright, I'm going to start erasing the pencils, and then once I do that I'll have an idea of what needs to be, not necessarily fixed, because, you know, this drawing's pretty sloppy, but this what could use some enhancement. So when I like to erase, I kind of like to erase in sections. So right now I'm just envisioning the hand and just erasing all the lines in the hand, and I'll jump to the next hand, erase all the lines that are contained with this hand. I'm going to start racing on his chest. Now I'm kind of conflicted about the hair. Like, there's open lines here that don't close, and they're a little sketchy, but I think that's what is kind of somewhat harboring the kinetic energy of the figure and the character. It makes it feel like it's in motion. So I'm just trying to be mindful of not to take away from that. I want to clean up some of the line work in the face just a little. Just to lose some of that sketchiness of it. Give the eyes a little bit, just a little bit more definition. Clean up the cheek line just a little bit. Alright, is this working? You tell me, does this work? I'm trying to be really light-handed with this pen right now. I feel like I need to create some sort of shadow and volume on his face here, but I don't want to get too heavy-handed and bring in these these thick lines or heavy lines that are just gonna mess this guy up. I kind of want to maintain this certain energy I have so far for the figure. Okay, I don't know if this is smart, but I kind of want to bring some thicker lines in the hair. Not everywhere, because I think if I do it everywhere, it's gonna ruin it, but just enough to give your eye the impression that there's a lot more going on than you think. Alright, that looks alright. Let's get 2 lines. There we go. So Tony Stark's looking a little bit disheveled. He's in desperation mode right now. Let's bring in some shadow here, just a little bit, just a little. I think I need to find these repulsor blasters just a little bit. Not too much though, because I'm kind of worried that since they're so in close proximity to the finger, something's going to happen and the drawings is going to starting to lose something. All right, so my thoughts are now is with the background, do I leave all this negative space or do I do something with it? I kind of want to do something with it just to pull everything in and properly frame the character and the figure the way I see it in my head. So I'm going to use the arc reactor here as a point of where everything's going to kind of converge. So I'm just going to... I'm going to do something like this, and let's pull in the nice Sharpie here, and very, 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 I kind of messed up. I messed up a little bit. Didn't get it perfect. Alright, so initially I thought this was going to be a quick 20-minute warm-up exercise video, but it's turning into an hour. Which I don't mind. I'm enjoying this process. I think it's a drawing I can live with. There's some drawings I've done for this YouTube channel that I look back at and I'm kind of embarrassed. Right now I'm enjoying this. I think this is looking nice. It's not looking great, it's looking nice. And I'm sure a month from now I'm going to look at it and I'm like, ugh, I'm cringing. But right now I'm feeling it in the moment and it's looking decent. Right now I can bring back the fat guy and get this. Alright, it's 9:44 right now. I want to finish this soon because I need to run errands and I want to hit the stores before they get busy. Alright, this one's dying. Swap you out. "56 minutes in. I'm gonna finish this within an hour. Let's see if I can do it. I have a whole lot left. So from where how this started to where it's ending, I'm happy with it. I'm feeling productive. You know, in a couple of minutes when I'm done with this, I could say I accomplished something for today, and I could go about the rest of my day and what's left in the 24 hours. And if the rest of the day is completely shot and everything goes sideways, at least I could say, hey, I got that drawing done this morning. You know, is it going to put me in a better place in the world? Is this pandemic going to be lifted? Am I going to feel like $1 million? Probably not. But right now, I have enough to fill the tank of good feelings that I could drive along today and just feel somewhat good, at least for the morning. Okay. I think I'm good. I think we're done. Okay. Everything looks nice. It looks nice. I'm feeling good about where we're going to leave off today. Could have this been cleaner? Yes. Could have been more refined? Yes. But it kind of captures the energy and magnetism and charisma of the character that I kind of wanted to feel this morning. So thank you for visiting my channel today and checking out this video. Thank you for sharing my morning and allowing me to occupy an hour of your day. I'm very grateful for that. So, my name is Lou, and it's the 1st of May, 2021. I hope you have a very wonderful day. Proceed with your day and enjoy yourself, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you again.